Hi, y'all. How are y'all doing today? So, I had to be up early today for a presentation in Nigeria, and our time is very different. Okay. So, I said, since I'm up anyway, let me just make a few videos. So, I'm making the rounds on my channel. But I told you all that I was going to give a review of Afterlife. Okay. The Netflix series on. With Ricky Gervais. This show, I mean, to say it was really good is such an understatement. I mean, this guy, it was brilliant. It really, really was. And I like Ricky Gervais anyway, but I really, really appreciate what he did for this show. So it's about, his name is Tony. He was married to a woman named Carrie, and she died of some form of cancer. So the show is about him living after she died. Okay. So it's his life after the person that he loved most in the world passed away. So he works for he works for a local newspaper, right? It's very small, in this little English town, but the characters are huge. I mean, they're just amazing. The whole story is great, and I love when he, as part of his job, he has to go to individuals' houses and do interviews for the paper. Okay, it's a free newspaper, and I mean, some of it's very funny. Okay, the series is very, very funny. He interviews all kinds of people. I remember this one kid. He played the flute through his nose or something. So I mean, that's the caliber of interviews he's getting. And one woman wrote so many books. I don't. She probably wrote more than she sold. Okay, but those interviews are very funny and just very real. Which is hard to do when you're acting. Is to make it seem more than not like you're acting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just really good. Um, so throughout it's a three-part series, okay, and so it has three. What do you call that? Three series? I don't know. Anyway, throughout the whole thing, he's considering suicide. Because he really doesn't want to live after the death of his wife. He loved her a lot. They have flashbacks of him with her, and it's really sweet, and it's really, really great. But like, every time he gets to actually doing it, there was one time he just wanted to walk into the ocean and drown himself, but his dog was barking at him. Okay, and it seemed like every time he tried to do something, his dog, he remembered that he has to feed her, or like, who's going to take care of her. And I've actually heard that from individuals, who in real life, who were contemplating suicide and felt like, I can't do it because who's going to take care of my dog. My dog's just going to be devastated, which is really interesting, right? It's like, not my mom's going to be devastated, my kids, none of that. Is like my pet. I can't do that to my pet. And I think it's because pets. I don't have a pet. I've never had a pet, but I see how people are with their pets. And I mean, pets are real. Pets aren't pretending. The cocker spaniel is not pretending to be a Rottweiler. Okay, the cat ain't pretending to be a dog. They just are what they are, and and that's it. That's it. And I think that's what we actually want. That's what we want from others, and that's what we want from ourselves. Just to be whatever we are. But we don't give ourselves permission to do that. So the show is about living with grief. The whole thing, he's living with grief, and he meets this delightful lady, absolutely delightful, on a bench because he goes to his wife's grave, and there's a lady there on a bench who's sitting near her husband's grave. Her husband, I think her husband had been dead longer. Oh, excuse me. I told you I woke up early. But they had some amazing, just wonderful conversations. I might have to watch this show again, y'all. I mean, because it was so good. So living with grief, and because I think folks, like, we sometimes believe that grief is something you just got to get over, like, get over it, you know. Go through your stages. What them Kubler Ross stages? Hurry up and go through the stages and get over it. But I don't. I think we're all living with some form of grief, because to grieve, if you look at the word and like the etymology, where it came from and all that, it's like to make heavy. It's like a biting kind of sorrow. You know, a really sharp regret. It's very I mean, it is there. Grief is one of those things where you ain't wondering, like what is, no, and I don't know. I feel like many of us, if not all of us, are carrying around some biting sorrow, and some of us don't even know why. Don't even know why. So this was a very good show. If you haven't seen it, I really do recommend you see it. It's called Afterlife, Ricky Gervais. So I tried to watch, because he's the original maker of The Office. Now, I love The Office, okay, with, what's his name? Michael Scott, whatever his real name is, those people. I like The Office. It's very funny. But Ricky Gervais did the original Office, in England, but I can't watch it. I don't know what them people saying. Their accent is such that I'm like, huh? Like, what are you talking? I want to laugh. I'm sure what they're saying is funny, but I can't understand them. Okay. This one was better. Okay. It's still in England. They got all the accents and stuff, but I was able to follow these conversations, which was really interesting because in England, they clearly use a different form of English. Okay. But their profanity over there is hilarious. Like, I'm sure if if I knew what those things actually meant, I'd probably be offended or something. But I don't know. But they kept saying, "Bob's your uncle," and I'm like, "What the hell does that mean?" Like, Bob, who? And it didn't make sense in context, right? Because I'm like, "Bob's your uncle." Like, what are you talking about? So I looked it up, right? And apparently, it's just something you say, and that's it. If I'm telling somebody how to cook a recipe, you do this, you put that in a pot, you throw it in the oven, and Bob's your uncle. And that's all, right? But that was really funny. And then they had some other things, child. It was funny. It was interesting. I absolutely loved it, and I recommend that you watch it too. All right, y'all. I'm going to be back. All right, because we gotta talk about some more things. Okay, but I'm gonna go back to bed right now because I'm tired. And I'll talk to y'all later.